Hello and welcome to Railroads Online, and it appears we are live now. And this is the fourth episode so far of building out the map in the new splines. And where we finished off yesterday, we built all of the 1.5 line between the sawmill and the iron mine, and we are up at the iron mine today, and it is time to start building down the hill from down the marked route on the eastern spot. There's a marked route down here, so that's where we're going to start building from. Now with these shallower splines, we can, with the shallower groundworks, we can actually get most of this to build down here on this first section anyway. Circle mode on. And we can get a lot of this to build and stay on this little shelf here without the groundwork sticking out through the side. 70, and actually want to put this in a little bit tighter, not much tighter. 65 will be nice. And this just in the right direction here to get this to work. About there, I reckon. And I'll put that piece in wrong. I'll take it back out again. I'll try again. It'll keep our settings from what we just had. But we also need to go down. No, not up, down 1%. Because this first little shelf here is a 1% down. Line it up somewhere where we want it. Just like that. We'll come connect onto the end, and we will turn off circle mode for this piece. And all the way down to the end here. So as you can see, this is all nicely staying on top. And the 1% down just sort of fits. We sort of have to wriggle and jiggle here with the placement of the end. Stay in one position, mouse please. And not that way, that way. It's got to have sort of a little bit of a wobble in it. Get it to sit neatly against the wall. I don't want it too close, otherwise it will get the rail cars up against the edge. Give that a go and we'll have a look. No, I didn't quite get it right. I've got just a little bit of it sticking out of the side there. Hello, Captain Robert. Well, my day's only just started. It's only 5:30 in the morning here. I've pretty much got up, had breakfast, got everything ready and started streaming. So it's probably almost midday for you US fellas. Let's try that again. Got to bend it the other way slightly. That'll get it to sit in. Try about there. And we get it all? No. One more try. Please, there we go. So just a little bit closer to the wall, I think. Give that one a try. And there we go, we've got it in. Got a whole lot to stay without the groundwork sticking out the side, and that should make it down no problem at all without hitting the wall. And you never used to be able to do this with the old spines because the groundwork for the gravel would always stick well and truly out through the bottom. Now we'll build on with the next section here. I want a little bit of a transition, and we also actually want to come back to level. Put these bridges in along here, and we'll turn circle mode on. Put it on 100 and come back straight. Well, this is a little bit of an abutment here for the start of the bridge. Will do just nicely. And I'd like to put the normal pole bridge in here, but because of a little low spot, and there's this little low spot here, right here in the middle, it won't actually let you put the bridge in here because it's too deep. Your only choices here are the steel bridge or the old trestle bridge. Jump back up on top of here, and we will grab out trestle bridge. So we'll do the bridges along this road here in the trestle bridges. And as you can see, that just fits absolutely perfectly along the edge of here. And we want to come to about here. Actually, I wonder what happens if we try and go, yeah, so we can't even go 1 point inwards. We just have to make this first bridge a perfect straight line, which doesn't kind of match with what we've already got up there. I wonder what happens if we try and curve to the other side of this mound. Because that'll make a much more interesting bridge, is to have a little bit of an S-bend on top of the hill up here. We'll try it to that point. We'll work it back, put that on 10, and we'll come back until we're just touching into the edge of there. The rail still above. And end the bridge there. And then we want some stone wall as an abutment. End of the bridge. Back straight. See, we've gone just a little bit too close. Take it out, do it again. Oh, that can be hard to get up there sometimes. Normal bridge, snap it on. Actually, probably a little bit low. If I'd leveled off a little bit sooner on that piece on the first ledge, I would be higher and I'd be on top of this little plat mound here, which this is actually the marked route here, runs across, and this is the takeoff point for the next bridge here. So I'm actually a little bit low. What to do? We'll go back to our original plan. We'll come back over to this side here. Should have been 200's too far. We'll go for 240 this time. Last time we did 230. Probably made the bridge just a little bit too long as well, though. How do we fit there now? Yeah, I can live with that. Oh, it won't, because when I straighten the track up, it will not work. Gotta go up to here. Might actually remove that. Remove that. Let's lift it up higher. See you later, Captain Robert. Have a good day at work. There's just no choice. You must put this in at. Oh, I want to go down. And last time I came to about here, or about here this time before we level off. Better placement, that's about it. We didn't get any bits sticking out, no. Now we'll level off back to 0. Put on the straight line mode. Hopefully we've got a better height as we get across the other side here. Just out off the end of here just a little bit. Let's see if we can make the top of this on the other side now. I want to make that 1% a little bit shorter. And we are still just a little bit too low, so I'll have to make it shorter. And we'll leave that bit there so that we know where to bring it shorter to. Circle mode off. Down. About there this time. Should get us up a bit taller. And back to level. Straight mode on. Somewhere close to the end with this. So about there, looks good. Hi, the new IKB. Person I've seen that name on the channel. There we go. Oh, it's still a little bit long for that piece there. Longer than I wanted it to be. So take that bit there out. Come a little bit further. Grab a link. So that's 34. We'll make it 29. Gives us 5 meters. Still just a little bit too long. Go for 7. Okay, let's try a bridge on here now. See if we can get on top of this little spot here. And we are still too low. Stop. Edge, got to climb up there, that's it. And we'll leave that piece, take out this piece. Jump off the circle mode. Down 1%, and we need to be on 10 for that so we can place it. Now we need to remove this section here. Didn't have any bits sticking out, but Double check, no. Spinner's got to come back to level. I'll pull that up too short. And you wouldn't believe I actually had a little test build of this section yesterday, and it went in really easy first try. And today it's just not playing ball. And I've still guessed the wrong spot for that and made this piece of stone wall here just a little bit too long. Let's see how high we are now. And we are still miles too low. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but we've shortened this downgrade quite a bit. Let's try something completely different. So what we're trying to do is not working. Quick knee length, there we go. Let's try only coming down 1.5% of the 0.5%. Turn circle mode off. So how high are we here at the end? We're on 10 centimeter placements. That might probably work a little bit better. Move that one out of there. Far we are from the end. You need to have a little bit of a transition there to level out. It's the height difference there. That should definitely get us our height difference we need. I get it too close to the wall. Try that. We get any bits sticking out the side? Just barely. Well, that should be all right then. And now we'll leave that little bit there on the end and pull this back up level now. Brake mode on. And this way we can see how long our piece is going to be before we put it in. Put that on there. Delete that. Oh, I think we have a problem here. We have floating edges. Go for number 2. No, number 2 is no good. Definitely sticks out the side. Have to go as far as we can go without it sticking out. It's going to be about there. That's as far as we can possibly go. And that last piece didn't go in straight. It's meant to have a straight on it. Not that bit. This bit. Link. Circle mode needs to be on, but that needs to be on 0. And we are level. And centimeters. So I can see that point where it's sticking through the ground. That's as long as we can go. Now we'll put this piece in. And we'll aim it to on top of the... And should be able to make this 5 meters long now. No, it still has to be just a little bit longer. Actually, we've saved a meter. That'll work for me. Okay, now we can put the bridge on the top. Ah, and we have landed on top of the little shelf that I want to be on. Straighten that up to about here. Much nicer. Bridge in. We'll actually make this our short little straight before we change of direction. Put it in at 5 meters. Now we can continue to build across the top of the hill. Much better. And we need to line this up with here. One more. At 600. Bring us out to the end. That looks like it's going to be 6 again. Okay, back to more bridge. Pretty sure we can actually start going downhill just a little bit here now as well. Oh, that's too far. So I can look and see what's going on. Need to go to there because we need to go just over just a little bit. Very good. And put our bridge in just there, just like that. I'm quite happy with that. Back to 100, bring this back round straight. We'll actually take this down just one more, another 0.5%. Now we can go back to, and I think we might be a little bit too high for this. Someone else going to let us link. Now we want to go to the 2.5% that we will be using for the grade. That's too far. Just start swinging this around. So as you can see, we're going to dip into the ground right there. So we actually want to give off the edge and not stay on the actual grade. This groundwork's got to stop before we get off the edge. I think we need to go one step tighter. Get round this curve. And that looks like about the position we need to go to get round the curve. So we'll work out where the groundwork needs to end here now, which is about there as far as we can go with the... And it won't let me put it in. Gonna have to go for number 2. Which shouldn't stick out. And we can go to about there. And this piece here gives us our short straight, change of direction. Oh, hi Alan. Yes, I've been building out the new map entirely in the new splines. And I've been doing it on live stream so that any sort of little errors I have can be documented. And the devs can come through and they can, or the dev, if he bothers to want to know how the people who use his game are having issues with it, he can come through and watch and see what's going wrong. Okay, and now it's just a matter of let's build down the side of the hill. I'm going to keep everything as close to the edge here as possible. Whoa. I think it's actually going to have to be a short straight here. So you need to do a change of direction about there. I know we've actually got to come and meet past that point there. So we want to be about here. Now we want to turn back and come the other way. About there. That looks good. Probably should have come just a little bit further, I think. Take that bit out. Put it back in again and make it just a little bit longer. Yes, when I finish building it, I'll put it up in Heis's Discord in the notable saves, so other people can grab it and use it if they want to. I'm using pretty much the same layout as what I used on my personal map, which is the last actual just running trains live video I did. Okay, curve back the other way now. It's too far, go back to 10s. Oh, can I actually get onto the... Oh, look at that, I can actually get onto the grade for a bit. Oh, so we'll come all the way over. Oh, we'll push it all the way over to this wall. So I can see how far we have to go. That's too far, we need to go to 1s. Get up. Better position. Step all the way back onto the marked route here. Good. Make sure it's still at our 2.5% down. And yeah, we're going to have to get off the edge here soon, which is about here. We're still on 1s. We'll just push out just a little bit wider. So we're avoiding that spot there. So it'll have to be a short straight because we're changing direction. Too far. Short straight in. And now we need to change direction and head back towards the side of the hill here. 30 is obviously too far. Pull it out a little bit, and where does 40 sit us? I think we need to be 40. 42, 41. Just nice and smooth along the edge there. And come back out a little bit straighter again. It's hard to get a distance because as soon as you look down, this bit needs to be short straight. So we're going to change direction here. It's just decided, no, I'm placing a mad distance. There we go. Ooh. Now that last piece we put in is no good. It needs to be the short straight. Otherwise we're going to run foul there. Now we can come up here, work out where we need to be for the left hand turn slightly out. So we need to make it past this piece here. Oh, this is hard to build on cliff faces. And we need to come back to straight for a short section. And we are falling off the side of the mountain. Run around and try and find a spot where we can climb back up again. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, this is going to be a tightish curve here. Sure, this is going to need to be a short straight here. Just on 100 or around straight, because we're going to go through this bit of run back along here, climb up on top. Let's go have a look and see where it points to. Yeah, so we need to get around this point here as well. Which, yeah, straight's not going to do it. So we need to put in a short piece of straight here. Going to come slightly to the left. Get around that piece there. Now another short straight. We'll link. Now we can start coming up, curving back into the right. And I think we can come in a bit closer than that. That looks like it'll work just nicely. Now we've got to get out around this piece here, which I think is going to be the other way. So it is, yes. So we need to go short straight. I hope I've left enough room. anyway, just. And then come back straight again. Show me the length. There it is. And now we can curve back in the other way to the right. To about there. This is a lot of fun trying to follow along the edges of the mountains. Okay, I think we've come too far with this piece here. Let's put it in again. One of those pieces where we because we can't actually get a view on the ground, it just will not let us place it the right distance until you get somewhere where you can get a hitbox to the ground. Now we'll get around here. Put it on 10s. Pull it in just a little bit closer. About here anyway. This piece we need to open out just a little bit looking at that. Or perhaps it needs to be straight. Where does straight land us? Over there. So we'll come straight to here. Actually, no, we might come in just a little bit further. Piece. Where does that land us there? So we want to be about here. And a short straight. Change direction, come back the other way. Okay, just a little bit further. There. Well, this is avoiding that 10% section here. Actually goes to about 11% right here, which is nuts. We'll go around the outside of it at 2.5. Sounds like a much better option to me. Oh, I think I've pulled that up just a little bit too short. Let's see. Put a straight in. Oh no, just nice. A short straight there. And a full curve back to the right. Short straight. And then a curve back to the left. And hopefully we'll miss that wall, and we do. We need to aim for right about here. And we're back on the marked route. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Get a little bit closer than that. I'll put it on ones. 41. That doesn't clip in, no. Back a little bit short to there. I maybe could have put a little bridge in there. And it's not going to let us get up on top here, is it? It really would be good to be able to build them on top. So let's try and take a running jump at it. And it's not going to let me up that one either. Let's go up here so we can get on top. Down here very slowly. And drop down on it. No, drop down in it. No, I almost made it on. There we go. Now I'm on. Back to 100 increments and put in a short straight. So we need to turn back the other direction now to follow this wall along. How far can we go here? Yeah, I'm not really looking at any of the mods that people are hoping for. I'm quite happy with just the Cook Mogul. The only mod I'm going to add myself is I'm going to work on spline roads and add in a old Model T truck. Probably could have gone a little bit further there. And we'll have the truck so that it can carry about 2/3 of the load that the current small rail cars can carry. We'll run over here and have a close look to make sure we're actually going where we want to go. Stand up and look down. I think that will be quite an interesting thing to have in the game is, yeah, an actual road system. It gives a reason to have the level crossings, and you don't have to hook up every single industry with just the trains then either. It gives you the option of using road transport for some of them and rail transport for others. Yeah, I much prefer things to be sort of kept realistic and having fantasy items in the game. I know someone's going to do a whole Thomas the Tank Engine thing. It's just inevitable. That's no good. Take those last two pieces out. They put us too close to the... You can see that here's the loading distance of the rails. You can see when that ball appears, that's when the hitbox is loaded. And you've got to be really close to it. And that's why we're getting stuck in groundworks when we run at them. Oh, see, there we go. Okay. Climax my way out of it, maybe. There we go. Put it on delete locomotive so we don't accidentally delete bits of track. And somewhere skewed down here, we sent a climax flying. We will clean up the trains from around the map. Getting back up there is going to be fun. Up here, perhaps further around. And I think we're finding a spot to get back up now. Did we go too high? Yeah, we're well and truly up on the mountain. There we go. Oh, you're kidding me. Nice Strasbourg. Another one gone. Let's have a repeat of what just happened, hey? Can we get in it? Yes. And take two. This one's shot down over here. Nothing like doing the same thing twice. Run down the river to this point here where we can get up. At least we know the spot where we can get up at now. Okay, I've not seen that before. What's this solitary, a single, oh, I know where we are. That's what that single solitary rock is that I'm looking at. It is this single solitary rock. It's pretty much the only rock on the map. And it was so badly placed that it's see-through underneath. We're not going to play that same game as we played last time. We're going to do this. We're going to put some old splines down to get up here. Let's not fall through the ground again. Okay, we should be standing on the short straight. We are. Maybe not quite that far. You'll do. Come around the corner just a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to run into that over there. Hold straight. I hope we are actually going to reach the ground by the end of this. Because normally for a 2.5 I start sooner. I start on before the first bridge. I've started a little bit later this time, trying to keep just a little bit more on the path. I'm a little bit wider. We'll come over to this point here. Oh, it's obviously straight. And that's going to meet us up at this point here. We need to aim this so that it goes past this over here. Put it on 10s. Put it on 1s. And that's about the point there. So I want a 116. Bring this back and work out where to put this piece here in at. There. Now we'll go for bridge. Put it in here. There. Now we'll come back to 100 because you want to be in a straight line for this piece. too tight. We want ones. Pull it out just a little bit. That might be a little bit too much. Oh, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but it is absolutely pouring rain here. Not sure if that's actually coming through on the audio. We go up numbers. Go 35. That's a reasonably tight curve there. We want to do want to try and stay close to the edge. And on 100 and pull it back round for a short straight. There. And looking at this, we're actually going to hit back into the groundwork here soon. So we need to put this curve in so that it comes off the edge. And 30 is obviously way too far. And that looks like it could be a nice curve to put in there. Don't mind just a little bit of groundwork sticking up, the terrain sticking up through it. Put it on ones. Can we avoid it just a little bit? I think that's a little bit better. And we need to come straight, put it on 100 so that we can get there quick. Just a little straight and then turn back the other direction. Too far. There. I'll try and follow the edge again. Work out where this curve needs to be by this point here. On 10s. Back to 1s. Put it in closer. There you go. That'll put that curve to there. Pull it straight because we're going to change direction. Now, curve back the other way. We're going a little bit further than what I wanted to here. Perhaps I made this first curve just a little bit too long. Delete. Oh, obviously not on the right thing. We're only on groundworks. That curve there was too long. Okay, this is the point we're aiming for this here. On 1s. About there, and we'll pull it back shorter. A little bit here. And now we'll put the short straight on. Now we'll turn back to the right, should hug a little bit closer to the edge. That's much better. A little bit there. And where's the next point of where it's going to into the edge. About here. Nearly there. Put it on 10s, coming a little bit closer. No, it's going to be on 1s. Oh, 1's even too much. Because it's this fun thing of, yeah, we just do not have enough increments at the high end of the scale. Oh well. So we're just going to have to put it to about here. Come out slightly. To about here. Right again for a bit. And now we can turn back in again. Which is the point where we're aiming for. So over here. That one. Over about here. Straighten out. Yeah, the new splines are nice to build, but I don't like the way the trains work on them. And we're back over the top again there. Okay, so perhaps I probably should have started a little bit, so it's a little bit sooner. And there's that problem again of, should be all right here. Build to there. Now we need to work our way over to this point. Long way. Where can I get up this hill so I could be standing on top and looking down? More than likely nowhere along here. I'll have to come all the way back around the bottom of here to get up on top. There we go. Too far, go for 10. Because yes, currently the new splines don't have any physics on them whatsoever, and they don't even have gravity. That's how little of a physics simulation it is. There's not even gravity on them yet. Straight. Okay. This is going to be a big curve. Not quite that big. The point where it moves away, about there. The 10s, move it closer. It looks like, oh no, it's here, down here further. Move it back away again. Ones, come back in a bit closer. down a little bit here, but looks at that. Now we're starting to move away. So good to there. Yeah, so just a little bit higher off the ground than what I really wanted to be by the time the bottom. This probably could have went in, either started earlier or went in at a 2.75, and well, we don't have 2.75 in the new splines. There's no 0.25%. It's just 0.25% between 2% and 0.5%. That's the difference of 3 rail cars you can have loaded as you're supplying somewhere. Uh-oh, I've fallen down and I can't get up. I'll have to run all the way around again so I can get back up on top. We need to be up on here to see where it's going to fit. There we go. 10s, move it closer. Okay, it's actually further down there where it's touching. About there. Now let me land on top, not in. I probably could have built that along further. I am trying to get like little tiny bits of track in here that move, like this piece here from left to right, because it will give that feeling of narrow gauge back into it instead of it just being perfectly straight tracks. And it's fun to watch the trains move around from left to right. Let me get in it. Let me in it. Let me in it. Don't roll away. Thank you. It's kind of very entertaining to watch the actual locomotives snake up the track instead of just going down a perfectly straight line. Looks so much more interesting. So I do try to put like little curves in it, like that one there in front of us. They're not enough to cause a derailment. You can still fly through them at full speed. It just looks better. There we go. Now we've got a hitbox. Trying to work out where down here we need to, and that's no good. We've fallen down again. Run around, I'll back up on top. We'll pull out our piece to build with, because that actually tells us if our because if it sits on top of it, it tells us that our hitbox down here is loaded. This needs to be a short straight because we've got to change the direction here. And this will likely be our last curve on the way down here. Now we can fall down off the end. Yes, I'm way higher than what I wanted to be. Normally I've come through at about this point here and I'm already at ground level. I should have started the downgrade before the bridges at the top. This could indeed be a line that I need to come back and rebuild off camera. Let's jump up and have a quick look at where we're going here in relation to this wall. Let's put it on 10s, bring it in just a little bit closer. Point down here, we're actually clashing into it. There it is. We want to be right at the end of where we're going to come out of it. Put it on 1s. Just one spot more at that point there. Okay, now we can open the curve out a little bit. How far do we have to go across this top here before we actually get down to the ground? And that's a lot further than what I wanted to. We're not down until here. Not the best outcome. I'll put that piece into there. And we will change to a bridge. Go for this whole one. And I'm pretty sure this is actually going to place it on the left. Make this corner as wide as we possibly can without it hanging off the edge. Maybe just a little bit wider. We want to put this in at about that height. Yes, that's not ideal. That's not where I wanted it to be at. I wanted to be nearly at ground level down here by the time I got to this point. Because this has left me no room up on top of here. Put a passing lane. Okay, we'll put down our first piece of track on here, just out here on its own. Point it off in about this direction, a bit more back to the right, I think. And just like that. This is just to give me a height of where we're at. Now, out of curiosity, let's pull this round to a 30 curve, make sure we do actually get in here. Of course that piece is no good to us because we forgot about we've got grades on. Turn off the grades, back to 0. Back to a straight. And now let's have a look and see what sort of a circle we need to put in over here. What this curve is going to be. Really? At 85, we can live with that. Put it on 1s now so I can get an even closer approach to it. Maybe even one more. No, we might be able to fit a passing lane here. We're just going to put a nice curved one in. Haven't done a curved one up on here yet. I've always done straight ones. We'll give it that point. And now we'll put the piece in here, which will be the transition. Gets us from the 2.5 back to flat at the bottom. And they always go in best when you put them in with freehand mode. And perhaps I should have gone just a little bit tighter. Would have worked out just a little bit better. Son of it had room to fit a switch in there as well, so we can't have curved switches yet. And we have to aim for about, where's the turn here? This track needs to come over along this edge here to come down. So we'll just put some markers over here so we know where we're aiming. And of course, I don't want to place in a normal spot. So I've got this weird thing where I need to follow the ground. I'll just put these down as some flags as to where this curve's got to go in around here. So we know where we're aiming for. That bit out of there and that bit out of there. Hi, boxcar. What we'll do is we'll just move this over just a little bit by circle mode on, please. Go a full 30-meter corner. Just doing that. Actually, let's just put out a length like that. And then we'll just go to freehand mode and we'll pull a piece out here on the end. And that should work. Delete these two bits out of the middle. I deleted the wrong piece off the end. I want to get a piece of track over here at the right height. Delete the bit I'm standing in. Delete that piece. Grab another bit and pull it, bring it back. Just want to move this point here to be facing a slightly different direction. Which will give us a better position to put the switches in at for a passing lane. If we tell it to build between those 2 points, it should give us a better angle. Hopefully. No, it's given us a really bad wobble. Okay, I know how to do it. Let's build a circle mode up out from here level. Put circle mode on. We don't want 30, that's a bit too tight. Well, we want 60 or 50. Pull it out to there. And we'll delete this piece here. From this bit here, Use it as our height. Turn off a circle mode. We'll just lift it up a little bit for the moment. We will put it back down to the ground again. Just want to get an alignment off of here so that they're both aligned. Maybe up one more so it's easier to see. And we need to be on ones. That's close enough. And back down level. That'll give us our position we're looking for. Now I can delete this. And link it up and we should get a proper curve in here. With also the transition from 2.5 to level. We get a link, there we go. There we go, that looks better. And that's also given me a better direction now to get a switch in here. To put in a passing lane. And I think on the right hand side would be the better side to have it. There we go. Okay, circle mode on. And a 50 curve works well. We can get even bigger. Look at that. We've got more room. We need to avoid this big dip off here to the left. And we can even go just a little bit wider. How far does that put us? Now let's aim to where we're going. Just about that direction. Remove this little piece here out of the middle. It is going to make it fun to try and get that to meet back up to it. But anyway, let's continue building this side in. Worry about the passing lane after. I'll put it straight here in the middle, and will it give us the same height if we try and put a piece here? I wonder. And it won't. So this is need a height adjustment. Whereas, where is it going to give me a piece that's the same height? About here, it reckons. I'll just grab that bit there and just put it down because I reckon it's going to give us the same height. And we'll just freehand this over to here. Now we need the alignment on the end of this piece here. Back to ones. Slightly lower. That's okay, we can live with that. And somewhere here we should be able to see the joint. Where we started that short straight. Or perhaps not. Sometimes they're hard to see. Oh, it's all the way back here. That's why. Should be right there. There it is. Now I can see the joint. So I put that bit there. Build off here with the straight. It should have two pieces of parallel track here that are straight at reasonably the same height. Now I can put the pieces we used to get it there. Rid of those. You're gonna let me delete you? I've got to stand on it. hitbox hadn't loaded yet. Now from there, I'm going to go over here and turn on circle mode. We've got, put it on 10s. Move this track back over so that it's parallel most of the way around the curve. Or perhaps not, it just doesn't want to do that. Most of the way around the curve it's parallel. 1 notch closer. How far are we away from here? Because we want to be about a switch's length back. There's an easy way to work that out. We'll just put a switch on here and delete it later. Want to turn out to the left. No, that ain't going to work at all. Or it might. Gives us a distance anyway. That didn't work. Try again. Oh, I was going to say that actually connected, didn't it? I didn't want it to. Be somewhere near not connected. We're only using it as a measuring device. The bloody thing connected again. If it does it one more time, I'm going to put a little piece of bloody track on here. There we go. Now we can connect from here. With the freehand mode, back onto there, and it should give us a nice transition from these two pieces into reasonably parallel track. Okay, let's work back the other way here now. Circle mode on, and we're just a little bit too close. Move this curve out a bit. I need to come over to about here. Just a little bit closer. That's two reasonably parallel curves around that way. That should give us a nice passing track anyway. It only needs to be a locomotive and 10 cars long. That's as long as it comes up this road, up this line. Yeah, it allows you to see everything when you don't have the trees up here. I call it a bit of a bonus myself. Actually, I think we've come a little bit too close. And it's because the ground's lifted up a little bit there. So we'll come back and we'll put this piece in again. We'll move it one more to the right. Put it back in. And on here, we're going to use a short straight. Now, so once I'm finished building in the map, what I'll do is... Actually, we need to go longer. The easiest way to do this would be to just go... I want to switch. and I want to switch. And well, actually, I really want another switch, but we'll put a short bit of track on the end of here. Delete that switch. And out on the left. I think I'll run out. Use up just a little bit too much room here. I'm not going to have enough room to fit in the intersection to go to the coal mine. See that? That was the hitbox wasn't loaded, and I'm at this distance. And there's the hitbox loaded. Please fix. Where does our curve go when we put our curve in here now? Just remember we're aiming for over here. So how big does this curve have to be to fit over here? Ooh, where'd the track go? So about 60. 55 to 60. So we're not too tight yet, but we do need to fit another switch on here. I'd actually like to get a small curve in here as well. We'll go for 40. And we'll go like that. We're actually going to turn the switch around here and connect it from the turnout. We're going to go forward. Delete that one out of the middle. Turn out to the left. Measure back for the distance. Okay, now from the end of this switch, let's see where the curve brings us out over here. Oh, and there's a problem. We have found a bump. And that's no good. We can't build through a bump. Which means we've come too far because this track needs to be actually here. We might have to shorten this passing lane. Because we can't come past this point here. Even if we go all the way up to 30 here, we're still going into the ground. So we have to move this back. Link too deep, number 2. There we go. I think this was at about 200 and something. Doesn't matter, the new one's going to go in at 200 and we needed about that much shorter. And we'll just repeat what we just did and put it in again. Actually, while we're here, we will put in the not. Looks like a good spot to start it off at here, and straight in the middle. It's going to give us the height we want. They're getting in our faces. Let's find that sweet spot. Right about there. Turn on circle mode. We're on 1. Put this gravel in between the lanes so that we're not fighting it later trying to get it in there. If we get at least one piece started in there, it'll make it a lot easier. So with the trees and the map at the moment, there's currently no tools that actually work to plant the trees back and have them neatly trimmed to the map. And while the third-party developers have said that they won't be making any tree tools until the new splines are actually usable to be able to play the game with, and not just for demo purposes, which is pretty much what they are now. It's just a demonstration of the build tools. Same with the mapping tools. They're not updating them until there's a buildable, a playable game. And I can understand their reasoning, because you don't know if things are going to change between now and then, and they could waste their time coding stuff for it to no longer function at all. That'd just be a complete waste of their time. So I can understand why they've said that. So the only option is pretty much is when I finish building the map out with all the tracks, is I'll use rows. Like I won't use the Treeinator this time to put the trees back, because there's no point. Treeinator does a really good job of trimming to the track, but Rose does the better job of trimming around the industries. And because it's going to put the trees back on the actual track, it's a better idea to just use Rose and trim around the industries, and then I've got to run up the tracks manually and clear off the trees. I don't want any more. And circle mode on, and this was 50 curve. Let's go all the way to 30 and back 2. And let's put a switch on here. Now let's delete a little bit of this mess over here, so we can see what we're building. And let's turn this switch around and see if we've got it in the right position for it to work. Turn out to the left. And the other turn we need to make sure works is this one going this way. Because there's a high spot on this side we have to try and avoid as well. Ooh, and it looks like we may have to go up just a little bit with it. Not just up half a degree, that gets us over it. So yeah, we can just start our climb a little bit earlier there. Have a little slight rise, head to the coal mine. That will fit in there, no problem at all. So yeah, we need to aim that direction for the coal mine. I can live with that. But we definitely don't want uphills happening over here. This is heading downhill towards the smelter. And we've still just missed it. wouldn't read about it. So let's take this piece here out. How to do this? Low. Because these switches are so long. Let's just try just a switch here on the end and see where it takes us. Yeah, bushes, rocks, logs on the ground. There's a whole heap of assets that are in the asset pack that Kwame actually bought to use on the map, and he just didn't put any of them in. And there's even like more than one kind of tree in the asset pack, and he just didn't use them. Oh, let's see, that works. There we go. That'll work. That'll get us around there. Can actually come just a little bit wider, I think. Hold on once. How much wider can we go before we dip into the ground? All the way over there to 36. So we might just do it like that. Put this switch in the correct way. And we want the turnout on the right. I'll turn out on the left and the switch stand on the right. No, turn out on the right and the switch stand on the right. That one. There we go. Now we're connected in the right way. The only problem with doing it like this is we might fudge it just a little bit. Circle mode on. I want to be on 100, and we want it on 0. So we want to put in a tiny little short straight here, just for the sake of having a short straight, just in case switches become unlinked. And that means that the switch stand will have to be on that side for here, otherwise it will interfere with that turn out. Oh no. Have I got things being placed at grades? What is going on here? Just grab a normal piece of track. Oh, have I got incline set? Okay. Take that away. That's why weird things are going on. I take that away. Need to take that away. We'll just use this piece here that I've just gotten stuck in. We want that and placed level. That's better. Even though that says no, that says it is level. Okay, that's some weirdness. We're definitely level this time. I just want a 1 meter length of track there. And we want to switch that way. And well, the switch hasn't done anything weird. And connect these pieces up. Oh, pardon me. Doesn't cause any weird bumps in the track. That was a big mistake on my part. Oh, we're on 10s, that's why. Wrong way, that way. Oh, passing lane done. And of course, this switch needs to be facing that way, and we'll go fix the switches. Perhaps we don't get stuck. And you're already on the correct way. And well, hopefully we can brake with enough room before we get to this switch here. Okay, this little bit here that we put on the end, we can get rid of it. Now let's see how we go putting this piece in. Turning to the left here without the silly grades on. Yes, because we had a grade, that was why it was showing that we could go further than what I was expecting to go. How much further can we push it out before we're into the ground? Not much. It's still a bigger curve than I've put in here. Because yes, it's a 57 metre, which actually you divide it by 2, so it's only a 28 metre curve that I've put in here on the old splines. Put that into there. Get rid of these things here now. Used them as our target practice. Moving this curve out quite a bit now, because we need to aim somewhere over here. Actually, I think we might actually put a straight in before we curve again. So we'll go back up to 100. Put it in as a straight. So we've got heaps of room. Over to about here. Now if we have a look over here and let's see how a curve goes into this corner here. We have now got heaps of room to put a curve in here. Nice. And we want to aim for about this point here. That's it. And we also want to start coming downhill. 2.5. Which means we've got to go just a little bit tighter. And 2.5, correct. Want to be on 1s because we want to push it out just a little bit to see where we're going. Push it out as wide as we can get it. And that looks like about it. And then push it back to there, which is the point of where we can't use gravel anymore. So I'm happy with that. Right, now we start to build 2.5 down towards the smelter to meet up with the other track that's there. Oh, see you later, Alan. Go past this point here. Do about here. And now we will change to bridge. Some wooden trestle will do for here. Wait, no, we want to take this last bit out because I just want to pull this curve in tighter now. Once I've got to this point. Let's use everything we've got because we've got to get back around over to that side there. To about there. We'll just put it in as this because I want to build it backwards. Yeah, so we're aiming for this point over here. Move that back out a little bit. And that will be the piece that is the bridge. Back on 100, we want a straight. We need to curve back the other way. Do we fit it? Ooh, not really. That means the bridge bit's too long. Back over and try again. Spin all the way the other way. And make it just a little bit shorter. Back to 100. Straight piece, and now can we put the curve in there? Yes, easily. I think we can push that out just a little bit further as well. On the ones. About there. We've got a point here we're going to aim at. No. Just have to keep it somewhere kind of lined up. No, looks like we need to put it straight in. To that point. Okay, now we do have to aim for that section there. That's no good still. More to the right. So we have to avoid the ground. That's as far as we can go. Now we have to turn back the other way. And do we fit the curve in here? Easily. This is the point we have to aim at over here. This will be a straight here. For a major change of direction. Now we follow the edge of the hill around again. Right, back on 10s. That's still too tight. 60, 70, 80. I think we might come in a little bit and then come back out a bit. Put a little bit of a wiggle in there. Come to 50. Straight for a bit. Then we go right for a bit. Then back straight for a bit. Now we can start coming around this next curve. Out a little bit further. How far around the curve can we go in one piece? Go to there. Now we'll change radius. Out a bit wider. There. Closer. This has to be a short straight because we're about to change direction. Oh, I've fallen down. I run around here to get back up again. Okay, this is going to be a very fun bit here. I need to work out what distance away to put this bridge so that this 2.5 will meet that 2.5 on the other side of the river. And I have gotten stuck. Climax time. This is the point we need to avoid over here, which is almost on a straight. Build there. Now we'll go to the right slightly. 60 meters. Maybe. Let's have a look and see where we're aiming at over here. Well, it's definitely not going to let us put it in there. Then we're going to need to go further down. A bit further out. Let's put this back, put this in here at 70. Let's see where we meet up. Ridge end. I'm going to go around the other side to get up there. And we'll put in a big steel bridge here. Until we get all the way across the other side here. About here. Right, we're going to need to use some old stairway. How far have we missed by? We are several feet higher. So we need to come further down this way before we start dropping off. Can't delete locomotives, you don't have any locomotives. Put it on there, thank you. And that. Get up somewhere there. Okay, delete that piece. Yes, it's going to be a very fun section here to get these two to meet up somewhere close. And I actually need to go one piece more deleted. I need to come to that point there. Now we need to come over to this point here. I want to put in a short straight. There. And now we'll have a go at a big bridge. So we've pushed it out a little bit further. What do we reckon? It was about a 70, wasn't it? Get further around in one go. There we go. I think we've gone too far now. Yes, definitely gone too far. We're well and truly below. Oh. Attempt number 3. Put back on 100. There. Back to short straight. That's obviously no good. Delete that bit back out again. Ah, the joys. There. And now back straight again. Now we're up to there. Okay, let's try bridge again. Big steel bridge. $70 meters. I don't think we got it built far enough. Not all stone wall, we want new stone wall. Let's see if our position here was pretty good. Bring it over. Oh, look at that. Now, if that's not a fluke, I don't know what is. Because that just lines up absolutely perfect. What are we, about an inch off? Wrong one. How far off are we? I get it, the building in front of me. Oh no, we're about 4 inches off. But that's going to make that small of a difference that it's not even going to matter. Okay, so let's work out at getting this bridge in a single piece instead of multiple. Actually, we might go 2 half circles, just because it seems to build easier with, 2/4 circles. It just seems to build easier. Ooh, I've fallen off. Here. On. There we go. So we got a steel bridge. Let's go about there. Yeah, not happy with that. Weird, the hitbox for bridge seems to load from quite a distance away. Won't do it for the actual groundworks that you'd need to be able to stand on. So that means I come over here and disappear. decide whether or not it gives it to me. Oh, because we're not on the right curve radius. That's why it's not going right. Because we were on 70 before. Let's actually make this curve just a little bit tighter, I think. Let's make it a 69 bridge. Where does that bring us out at? Over here. So I keep pulling it around as I keep backing up. There. Nice. Okay, that has done some weird things to the bridge. It has not actually put in smooth rail. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's definitely no good. Something went off when I put that bridge in. And I can't get at that climax. Give me another one. Give me another one. The best bet might be to try and put the bridge in two pieces instead of being a single bridge. Oh, you're kidding me, I filled in the exact same spot. Let's go halfway. So that's put it in smooth. What was going on there before? Run out here to the end. And put in the next piece. And now we'll change to a little bit further with that piece. And because I've brought that corner in a little bit tighter, it should have actually lifted it up. Yeah, the sun got to it. I don't know if we're actually going to have time to start working on the coal mine. Just let me have a look and see our recording time here. And we're only up to about 2 hours, so yeah, we're going to about another 2 hours before I'll end the stream. So we might get quite a bit of the coal route put in. That gets us pretty close to back on ground level again. And about there, I reckon. Now we can go back to gravel. And let's see how much changing it to 69 brought us closer to being at the right level. I don't think I could guess it better than that. I don't think it'd be possible. Because that's so close to being lined up, it's not funny. Okay, we will turn off the circle mode and we will just do a connect on here now because it should just connect with a nice big simple curve. There it is, link. And we have linked the iron mine to the smelter with a 2.5. And everything should be built in all the way. There's one bridge over here. I want to go revisit it before we disappear off to the coal mine. this bridge over here that I haven't even put in as a bridge yet. Oh. Yeah, you can see I'm not good at parkour games. Bridges, we want to go old. And we want to connect it up on top of here. Oh, it's just going to let me link even though we're that way, so that we get the... And our pylons are reaching the ground, yes. Okay, I think we're done for this section. Let's trip onto the coal mine. Before we go there though, we will give this a quick save. And if you probably haven't noticed, the game is actually starting to get a bit jerky for me. Things are not loading in as quickly as they should be. Oh, missed the spot. There, and here we are. We are at the coal mine. And I will take a little bit of a break here and have a drink because my throat's starting to get a bit dry. Yes, I think with a lot of people on here, this is actually going to run worse with how laggy the game's actually getting for me. I think it is actually going to run worse than it did with the old splines. By the time you've got a full map built, you've got, say, 4 or 5 locomotives and 100 rolling stock, which is about what I could use no problem at all on the old splines with a full 45-kilometre map. I think this is going to run absolutely terribly. It's going to run like a slideshow. It is not all that it was cracked up to be. And I have a feeling that Kaimi's scratching his head at trying to wonder why it's like that and not working as expected. Now, as you can see here, when we look down these two platforms, they're not actually aligned. They're about 50 centimetres off. Or 1.5 feet in freedom units. So we actually want to build from this platform, using it as a one we line up to. So we'll find what angle we've set this at. $206 perhaps. That looks pretty good to me. And put a piece on here. And we'll start putting in our yard here at the coal mine. We want to get reasonably close to this platform. 100 is put in a straight piece of track, please. There we go. And we don't want any grades either. Glad I've seen that before I clicked. We don't want meter increments now either. We want to go back to 1 centimetre increments. Same as we did at the iron line. I'm going to put a little section here that shows me where to stop the rail car over the coal. And I'm lining it up with the center of this pillar here. Yeah, so that was what he was trying to do, was he was trying to fix the desync problems with the networking. And then also the problem of the rail cars and locomotives not wanting to do more than 15 mile an hour and flying off the track. Well, some of them you can get up to about 25 mile an hour before they start to fly off the track. And I think that's what he was aiming at doing, and well, he hasn't succeeded in that, because he's looked at what's going wrong from the wrong perspective. Pardon me. And if you use the models of the wheels as the hitbox that's rolling along the flat track, of course the models of the wheels are not actually flat. They're made up of triangles. But if you use the cylinder Unreal object, that is actually flat. Okay, now we want to pull in a curve to go around here. To the right. That's too tight. We want to aim over at this point here. We want to get around this curve here. On 10s. And that's still too close. We can get a little bit closer than that without fouling anything. About there. Got a little bit of a short straight on here. Up to 100. This makes it easy to put the switch on here. If it's a short straight, it needed to be just a little bit longer. Well, we can't actually know whether or not it's actually fixing things, because they're not showing us bugs that are happening in their dev builds. So we can only speculate on what's going wrong and look at the small portions we do get to see in Nix's dev blogs. Like I can see problems in the dev blogs already of the locomotive not following properly along the splines. I'm not sure how many other people noticed that when he went around the tighter curve, the locomotive was about 4 inches to the side of the actual rails. The wheels weren't on the rails anymore. The center of the locomotive was center of the rails. Just need a short little piece on here. So I need to turn this switch around. Actually, no, I want to connect from... How do I want to do this? Because I want this as the auxiliary lane, the actual loading lane, and the lane coming in I want as the... Might actually come out here. I'll put down another piece. Will it actually tell me I'm going to... can't even put level. What is this? Show me a spot where I can build at the same height, please. That's low. Not sure why this is, that it just says, no, you can't build at the same level. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, this spot here says it's going to be level. And our degrees was 206, wasn't it? We're going to take this section out here. We're going to put it back in with stone wall. Or not. Try again. Circle mode off. Untangle the weird circle. So it shows us a link. And now we want to align this to, should be 26. 206 plus 80 minus 360. And this will get us our height and everything the same. There we go. Circle mode on. And let's just put a piece here in the center. And that'll get us our second lane. And yeah, that's correct as well. And the other problem, I think, is he's not even playing his own game to see the bugs that are happening in the game. He's only looking at the game in the editor. And you don't get a full idea of what's actually going on until you get out of the editor. And we'll come to about here. Okay, now we'll delete that. We'll delete that. Switch on here, turn it around to face the other direction. Actually, we really want to be on this end. But anyway. And it's going to have to that way. Oh, I have a feeling that some of those switches we turned around and whatnot back at the bottom of the coal mine, on the mines plateau, are not actually linked properly. We might have to go back and check them later. I might do it off camera. And I have buried myself in groundwork. Give me a climax. And that's given us a lineup now for a second lane. Because I do think if he was actually playing the game, he would be experiencing a lot of the same things we're experiencing and doing something to fix them. Okay, what happens if I try and put a piece here on the end? Build straight, please. And try and build beside it. Do we get the same height? We do. Rotate it around then. So we've got the same alignment. Almost the same alignment. Close enough for me. Put a piece here. Short straight to match this short straight. Remove that. That's given us our parallel. Put in a switch forward. Oh, we might not have enough room here. I may have pulled this up just a little bit too short. Oh no, we still fit. So yeah, this has got to point that direction over there, so that we can put a small Y in to turn around on. This needs to turn around to face the other way. Switch to head on that side. Now we can remove this piece and this piece. That'll give us our nice transition to get over from here. Back to here. This in with straight mode on. Back to 0. And equal distance was where we placed that. What is our quick look up back? I want to go the other way. Need to have a. That is a switch, so no, definitely not that yet. Need to put in a. Yeah, rightio. So that's 1.5, it reckons that's 1 metre. We get 2 tyres, that'll do. Just to put in a small section just in case things become unlinked. I can easily grab them back out again. Need to put a switch in there. Now we can go for a big long straight length of track down to wherever this joint is here. And I'm pretty sure it is here. Seeing the break in the bit of break in the texture makes it nice and easy to see where it is. Be right here, there it is. Need to be on 1 centimetre increments so we can align to it. By rights, turn off circle mode and connect to there, we should get a nice parallel curve around there, and we did. The last piece left to fix is this section here. Okay, and then while we're here, we're going to put some facilities in here as well. So let's take this back out again because we want it to line up properly. We can take it out and put it in easy enough. We want bridge, and we want it straight. Just to put it in there like that. And we don't want to be in front of that one, but we don't mind being in front of this one because we don't want to block the view of the. So we'll come down here a little bit further, and it also makes it easier to get the supply side in on it as well. trying to get this to line up somewhere close is hard. It'll do me just nicely. Very gently move forward. It doesn't matter to me that it's not. No, we need to get just a little bit further away. Doesn't have to be lined up perfectly because we can go back and fix this up with the railroad studio. As long as the distance is somewhere good. Even the rotation doesn't have to be perfect. We can go to the railroad studio and just set it to 206 so it matches in with the rest of everything here. And it's about 30-40 centimeters too high as well. We can drop that down with the railroad studio. How bad will that block our view of when our train's here? No, it shouldn't block our view too much of seeing where we're loading the coal. And the other thing we do for this, so that it makes it easy, so we know what height to set it at is we just grab another one that actually sits down level on the ground and just throw it over here. So there'll be two new ones on the end of your list. And this one here's got the correct height. This one's in the correct position. And you just basically put the two numbers together, come back in and delete the one you used to get the right height. Now I'll put that back in with normal rail along here and connect it up. Actually, no, we won't. We'll go to this point here. Then we'll go bridge deck here. And then we'll go normal rail to the end. And link it back up again. So we'll put in the decking on this side, and we're at 207 currently. We want to be at 206. Stocking side of it done. Circle mode on. And yeah, you can see we're not quite lined up there. So we'll go just a little bit further away. Give it just a little bit of a gap. Close enough. Just a straight bit of track out off the end of here. Enough that'll fit, say, 4 cars and a locomotive. And a stopper on the end. 206 minus 90 is 116. Don't place nicely then. Put a pile of dirt on the end so it looks like we can't run off the end. And then the last thing to do here is grab some rails, circle mode off, connect onto here. here we want to have a water tower. Pull it down, make sure it matches up at the center of the track. Oh, come down. That's close enough. This one lifted up, it's still running. Yep, I'm happy with that. That'll work. That should be everything all hooked up here. Set the switches the correct way for the first time that you need to come into the yard. Okay, let's delete this here off the end. Let's put in a small Y at this end to turn around on. I just want to go straight to 30. No, we might not. Let's pull it out to 35 and then point it over that direction to there. Then we need to put in a switch this way. Now, this will be the determining factor. Do we have enough room? Back to straight. This piece here needs to go in at 60 meters. And then another switch. We're already starting to hang off the end. And then we need a piece out here long enough for the locomotive to sit on. Turn the switch back around the other way. Stand on the other side. Okay, now put it straight back in. This time we want to measure out 30 meters. Perpendicular to this. Put it on ones. Now we want to measure out another 30 meters. A little bit further actually. Put on another switch. Piece of rail. Now if we've measured correctly, we'll go that way. This should allow us to hook up with curves between these three pieces. Circle mode off. Will it let us? Yes. This one. Have I got grades or something? No. How is that possibly climbed? How is that even possible? Oh, I know how. I know how it climbed. Ah, painful, painful, painful. What's that? That's how it climbed. Actually, I want to do one more. No, actually, when I measured back from here, from this point here, I put the switch straight on the end instead of putting the switch directly on the ground. And that piece of track was high. And I'm not liking where that went. I'll try it again. So I'll put another piece here just here on the end and delete this one here at the middle. So I want to go one bigger. This pushes us just a little bit further away. About there. So let's try and put a switch in here. Let's see it now. That's better. The switch is much lower. And our short bit on the end, which needs to be straight. Turn the switch around. Start the switch. And now we get to link them all back up again. Circle mode off. That's a link. See, now everything's lining up level. Link on here and over to the last one. And link. There we go. 1Y. Change this last little bit on the end of here to the shortest possible type. Make it straight. Come over here until it wants to disappear off the end. No, it won't let me place it there. It's the shortest it's going to let me place it. I don't think that's going to be enough. Fit a loco and a tender on there, so I'll go for a little bit of wall. Out to there. That should be enough. I don't think this one here is enough either to fit a loco and a tender on it. Let's have a quick look and see how long they are in meters. Because they are actually listed on the Discord in the Community Resources channel. And the longest is class 70, 9.4 and 6.3. So you can say I need at least 16 meters. So we'll make it 18. We'll go 20. Oh, and I've got a little bit of floating going on here. I guess we can't help that. Hopefully it'll hide in the grass. Because we're standing up here, we'll never notice it. There's not much we can do about it. Okay, everything should be linked there. And that should be the entirety of the yard built that I'm going to put up here. Because I've only got basically a refueling station, a loading lane, a run around lane so that you can get back around your rail cars to face back the other direction. And we're ready to start building down the hill. And how are we doing for time? That only took about 45 minutes to build that. Not too bad at all. Take this bit here off the end of here. And let's start building back down the hill. And the first thing I want to do is I want to turn just a little bit to the left. About that far. And we want to go down to 1.5. Pardon me. And that'll give us our transition to the down direction. Where are we going to go? Wanted it about there. Straighten up now. That's about where we want to be. Wanted that to about there, yep. And now we can start to turn right to go around this curve. That's a little bit too far. So we want to go to about here. We're on ones. Pull the track back out of it. About there. Short straight in there. I want to try and change over to the shallower stuff now. Let's hope it'll let us place it in here as we get closer to the edge. And so we'll easily get around this corner at 30, no problem at all. Put it on ones. Work out what radius we need to get around this curve and stay nice and wide. So I want to stay sort of out here a bit. 42. I think we can go out just one more. Where does that bring us at the end of the... We want to be there, 41. That's the point we want to be at. Okay, now this is a thing because normally you would put this line here in at 1.75 because it just follows the terrain nearly spot on at 1.75. So I've started off at 1.5, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to step it down to 1.2. And how far around is it going to let me put it? There. And now we're going to have to switch to stone wall, otherwise it'll hang around over the edge. We're just going to have to work on alternating between stone wall and alternating between 2% and 1.5% to make it down there, so that the average of the root becomes 1.75. Are we going to stick out? It's going to stick out. Will it let me put number 1? Oh, it will. I'm going to come back straight. One more. And no, it won't let us put it in there. We have to stick with the stone wall for a little bit further. What curve do we need to get around here? Definitely not 30. Somewhere in the middle. By my guess, it's going to be like 41. Let's see how many times I've done it. We get past the 42. Oh, look at that. We can get past the 42. I must have put a shorter straight than I normally put there in the middle. Oh. Yeah, but there 44. What's it going to clip? 44 looks like it'll work. Let's see if it'll let us use that. Oh, I got out of it. Short stuff yet. And no, it's still going to clip in. And if I use number 2, we're sticking out of the side. So we need to use stone wall to about there. S-scale, okay, I'm not familiar with S-scale. Hopefully it just doesn't stick out of the wall now. We go all along the edge of this wall here. So now we need to straighten up a bit. Probably not all the way. Up until about this point here. To the end of there. Now we'll go for some of this, and we'll align this here to fit into the hole there on the other side. Over there and see where it lands. I want to be up against this side wall here. We need to come back just a little bit. Looking at that. Yeah, we'll come back just a little bit. Put it on ones. Oh, probably 132. There we go. That'll work nicely. So 2 about there. That'll work. just want this in as a short little abutment bridge. I wonder if we'll fit a pylon bridge in here. Let's have a see whether our legs touch the bottom or not. And it won't let us put that one in. So we can't have a pylon bridge here. It's too, our legs aren't long enough. We'll have to go for one of these. Five or so meters of that. Oh, okay, in between. Well, HO scale's not really 1 in 64. They like to say it is, but HO scale's sort of what fits to the wheelbase, they say. Because if you take, say, HO slot cars, there's 2 wheelbase lengths, and everything fits within those 2 wheelbase lengths, and they squish and squash the vehicle so that they fit. How far can we come before it sticks out? To there. And I think now we're going to have to switch back to 1.5, otherwise we're going to disappear into the terrain. Pull this curve around this way and let's see where we sit. Oh no, not going to do too bad at all. I'm just a little bit wider. I think we want to come just quite a bit wider on the approach so that we can be here on the outside. I'm going to fall off. About there, and now we'll bring it in tighter. We'll get around the curve better, or maybe we won't. I made it too long. I grab type 2 last time. Oh. At that point. Okay, now let's have a go at coming around this curve. Really easily get around here. The wrong ones. Oh no, we are sticking out. About that point there. We're going to have to switch over to this stuff. And because we're going to switch over to that, we may as well just get rid of this here. We don't want to be this tight on this curve. We don't have to be. Just switch over to it earlier. Work out where our curve needs to be. Push it out wider. That's it. Aim a bit there, now back a little bit further. Probably could have come around that curve just a little bit further. We want to be right over this left-hand side here. So we need as much of this curve as we can get to get around here. So we'll go do that bit again. Thank you. But I'm at about here. A little wider, wider. Okay. Give that a go. That probably could have been put in with gravel. About there. Neatly along the wall here for a little bit. About there. Now we need to start pulling the curve in. Ready. Of course, now it's going to have to switch over to this stuff. Work out where we fit here on the other side. And like 30 easily eats it in around there. See where we're going first. See if we've got the right alignment, and we have. I'll only put that in there where we need it. And so you don't need to put bridges in there. This is a very open curve. Go around this flat out with the current speed limits. Maybe we want to try for the shallow one first. Will it let us build it? No. So for 2, is it sticking out? It is. Means this needs to go further. Sticking out, or did we get far enough? We're far enough now. Work out where we need to be here. About there. Okay, now we can start straightening up a little bit. until we get to this point, I reckon. Get a bit closer to the wall. That's actually a really hard question to answer because, in a way, it's better, and in other ways, it's not because of the way that it actually interprets these particular curves in the maths. They can only really be as what they currently are. So if you want easy building circular curves, this is pretty much what you've got to use. Now I want some of this. So we're going to go around this curve here to the left. That's a little bit too tight. Let's pull it out just a little bit. 40 will do. It's a big hole here. Why? That'll get us to the other side of the hole. Link? No. Put it short straight in there because we're going to change direction. Do I have enough room left to turn right? I don't think so. No. So I'm going to take those last two bits out. Put them in again. So 400 this time. End it there. So I get a link. Straight for a little bit. And now can we put a curve in there? Yes, we can. Put it on ones, push it back out until it's neatly in the wall. Probably a little bit too far. Come back one. So 35. But I don't want to build it in that. I want to build it in this. Around until we're pointing that direction. Have a quick look out the side here, make sure we're not sticking through. Not. This bit here in the middle can get taken out. That is a bridge. We might just use this particular bridge for this one because we haven't been able to use the pylon bridge anywhere along this route. So I might as well stick with what we've got, what we've been using. Well, the crazy thing is, if this rail had been given its hit boxes, it could have been used by the old trains, no problem at all. And why he didn't put that in is, I've got no idea at all. I'll never understand it, why he just didn't add that in. It doesn't make any logical sense. As to why he did not put the actual hitboxes in on the rails so that the existing trains could run down this rail without needing to change over or do silly things like having to put no, we'll take that out again. We'll put a straight on here. We'll stuff it around with a 900-meter curve. Just put a straight on it. Oh, we can come across to here. Shouldn't be sticking out. Oop. Doesn't stick out, and gets us to the other side. Double check. Nope. All I can say is I would have done things quite a bit differently from my experiences of learning how to use Unreal. As to what this game does, I would have done the code just a little bit differently. Um, 80 meters to there. And this is where we start to get a bit close to the deck again, is it? 60 meters around here. Now, what do we have to get it to actually make it around? And that's going to disappear into the ground there. So we only want to come to about here. And we've got to change to yeah, I wouldn't be expecting this here actually to hit into the main branch and usable for at least another 2 to 3 months. That's my prediction. We want to go up to 1.5, and that was a little bit too far. Go to 30. Put it on ones, please. Thank you. I can push this track out to where we want it, which is there. So yeah, now we're back to 1.5%. So some of it's 2%, some of it's 1.5%. So the average that we work along is 1.75 overall through this section. But it means our ruling grade along here now is we can't even get down here with it's going to level out too much for us. It's not ideal. So we go to here, and what happens if we lift it up one more now? 1%, and we're still going to disappear into the groundwork, into the terrain. We'll come somewhat straight. About here. I have to lift up again. Now we get around the curve here. Yeah, wow. It's at 120 metres. We only want to come to about here. So there's a section we actually level off on. And now we have to start coming back down the grade again. Back down to 1. No, back down to 1.5. Come wider. 70 metres. Too wide. 60. Too wide. 50. Okay, it's 50 to here then. And put it on 1s. And come out just a bit further. Go about here. Push it out a bit wider there. How far around do we go now? To here. A couple of different radiuses you go around this curve here. What I aim for over here. It looks like we're going downhill again. We've got to go back to 2. Interesting. Don't want to quite do that. Take that last piece out. Take that bit out as well. Let's see if we can get into a different position there for the left-hand turn. Yeah, I expect to see it pushed out. But yeah, maybe what you're thinking will get pushed and what I'm thinking will get pushed is 2 different things. Because I'm expecting a very broken build to get pushed out to the main branch. It pretty much has no game in it whatsoever. Maybe I should have come around just a little bit further with this piece. Put it on again. Around to here. There, now we'll go straight, because we're going to change directions. Now we want to hang a lefty. That was a pretty good guess, because that's about where I wanted it to hang the lefty at. Well, we might make it 34 metres though. That into there. Okay, now we'll keep building at the same radius all the way around here. So we'll put in a 5 meter piece of abutment, and then we'll change to a bridge. Oh, don't want to quite go all the way around there like that. To point over to, where are we? Actually, probably would be an idea. I don't really want to be at this grade. Is to use this bit here. There it goes. Use this bit as the change grade piece. I want to change to 1.5, and yeah, that's a better piece to do it on. Now we'll put in the 5 meter long abutment, stone wall, and now we'll fight with a bridge out in the middle of the floaty air. We need it to aim over to there. But yeah, it needs to build pointing this direction. We'll give that a try and see where we end up. Already on 100. Pull it back round straight. And no, that was definitely too far built around. So we'll delete the bridge we're on and float to the ground. I'm back, try again. That's 34 meters. Try that. Oh, I got out. That was luck. More bridge. In a straight line. I think we've got it going the right way. Let's run over the other side here and see where we end up. I think we'll put it in. What we'll do is we'll put it in. Demolish the circle. It'll give us an idea of where we need to build to. Put this back in again here. Pull it all the way around. Back on one. 34 meters, and then we'll run to the other end of this bridge we put in here, all the way down here, and now we'll be able to use this as a measuring gauge as to where to, you asshole. Why did that connect? Thank you. That's better. That was what we asked for. Now when we put a straight on here, what do we get? I don't mind having a little bit of a left-hand bend on here, but I definitely do not want to have to turn right in the middle of it. See where we end up. Oh, and of course we don't have enough increments to be able to work it through. Of course. So our choices are straight and sticking out over here, or there. Please, more radius increments after 1,000, because that is silly. Right. So what I'm going to do so it doesn't do nasty things to us again, so we can get a bit closer, is I'll actually put a straight on there. Delete this. Back onto there. Jump back up onto here. Four. That's 33. 34. This will let us put it in where we want it without it connecting. Or maybe it will, or maybe it won't. It's just going to say, no, you can't do that. Now let's. Not demolish, we want to build more bridge. And we want it on 100, straight. And let's see how far off we are now. No, I'm just going to say that's good enough. That's like a little bit here where we want to build it to. Right there, just like. And get rid of that bit. And there's this little tail sticking off here. We'll get rid of that bit. Ah. And now we have a bridge. Hi, continue building on from the bridge. What I want to do. Oh, we can actually turn on this piece, but we won't. We'll put it in at 5 meters because we want to hide this silly bit of bridge that it stuck out that it shouldn't have been there. And now we're back to hugging along the edge. Which the bit we're aiming for, I'm pretty sure, will be right here. Straight to there. Now we have to turn right to get around this bit over here. It's not too close. Whoa. Okay, I haven't been this low before. What's going on here? I'm at 1.5. normally coming over the top of this piece. Oh, it looks like that's no longer an option. And I think I may have to toggle back to some 1% along here as well. Otherwise, I'm just not going to. I'm going to hit level too soon. I'll put that bit in there. 100. Straighten up. Now we can turn left, perhaps. Or not. I'm just a little bit too short for turning left. But I think the locomotives will get past that without hitting it. And we come to about here. And this is our first little bridge along this route. Oh, I've gone too far. Let's come out a little bit wider. That's too wide. About 33. So we need to aim that bit over there. Try that. That's no good. We didn't come in far enough around on the first piece because I want like more of a straight. About 30. Oh, it's very hard to place when you're on edges of cliffs. Try that. See where we're aiming. Oh, it's still sticking out too far. And it won't let us put that piece in. It must be put in as a bridge because it's too deep. Pull it back down to 33 and we'll try again. Actually, no, we'll go the full 30. Because that was the only one that got us actually close so far. I was going for 30. How close did we get? Almost. Yes, it's hard to get your alignment sometimes of how far around the curve you need to go to point to the next section. Oh, let me place the piece I want. I want to put a tiny little short bit of straight on there. Let me do it. And we're going to go for a bridge. And if we run into the same problem as we ran into before, and I say, righty, I want to go 1 point to the right, and I go miles to the right. More increments. Which means the reason why I left that piece on the end, that I can come back to here and I can build this one here again. All the way down. Hopefully. I bet if I build on it, it's going to say, no, you connected. So I'll build backwards off of there with a silly bit of bridge so that it won't allow it to connect. And now we'll try. Now 1 centimeter increments so we can get it up here close. It's only about that much I was off, I reckon. So disconnect that. And let's put a straight across here now and let's see what happens. See if I can align it. Oh, it might be just a little bit too close. We'll try it. Yeah, I think that's going to hit them. So, do the same thing as we did before. We'll delete that piece. And we'll just build silliness back that direction. I won't link to it. And let's put this curve in again, and we want to be just a little bit wider. On 1 increments. Go to there this time. Okay, how good did we do this time? That might be enough to fit past it. No, I still think we're too close. Let's take it back a little bit further. This time, try it again. So there should be, yeah, there's quite a bit of that bridge sticking out of there. Bristol bridge. Build it straight. This time we were on the money. Yes, much better. What happens if I try and put a curve in here? How far does it pull it into it? Too far. How much of a curve can I safely get? None. So Let's just put a 5 metre piece on here and connect our next bit on it. Now we can put a curve in. Start following the terrain around again. That was a painful little spot, wasn't it? And put it on ones because we're going to come in just a little bit more. Stuck. Yes, we should make it past that, no problem at all there now. Back on 100s because this has to be a short straight. Now we need to come back to the right. There as well, and this is the spot I'm looking for, is over here where it's going to get the closest. On ones, push it out just a little bit further. This is the spot that's going to hit on us here. So let me get over here up on top of it so I can see it. Get that straight in here. Change your direction. That's a little bit extreme. Back to the right. Line it up onto here. That looks like the spot there that we're aiming for. Right again. A little bit tighter there. A little bit there. Come back straight again. Or straighter. Why do we reach? To about here. Put it in there. This point here. We are up a little bit higher than what I would like to be, but it doesn't matter. Higher is fine. Where are we aiming for here? A little bit here will be good. Do they? '70s too far away for here. Ooh, that turned out a little bit tighter than what I hoped it would. We'll be able to fit through there though. Straight. Straight off in there. Go back to the left. Over here is where we need to aim for. We should be plenty away from the water that we don't have to worry about putting bridges or anything in. I'll put it in and see anyway. Missed the water by a good distance. Last piece needs to be longer. Tighter to here. Oop, too far. I actually think that maybe that should have been a bridge there. I can make it put a bridge in there. So we'll get the angle we needed again. Just there. We'll build to there. Build to there. Build that. Then this piece here gets taken out in the middle. Link a bridge in. And we could go back to using the other types of bridges now, but this whole route's been put in with these types, so we'll just continue to use them. Looks better. How are we going for time here? We only have about 10 minutes left. Not going to get too much further built down along here. And this will be finished the route in the next stream. Circle mode on. Pull that curve in tighter. Now we need to make it over to this corner here. Out a little bit further. Come back here then. Currently 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Here, I started very early. I tend to just do it all with stone wool to start off with, because it's just easier than stopping and starting and changing, because it gives you the same thing again, and then you just go back and change it later. I'm going to be on ones, because we've got to push wide over here. Put that bit in there. Pull this in tighter. There. And see, once I've built through a section, then you can come back and, well, that one there didn't actually work. Look at that. I messed up. It was meant to have been another piece put in there, and I didn't do it. So we'll work out where it was that we were building to. So that, and that should have had a piece put there. And now I have a spot where I can put a bridge in at. And so now it'll keep building, and you won't lose any of your grades or anything when you stop. But I just find it easier to keep building along, because when you finish building, it gives you that same piece again to keep building with. And as long as you put your abutments where you want the bridge to finish and start in the right spot, you can just come back later and delete them and snap the bridge into the gap. We're about halfway down on the coal mine route. Basically, we're at the point of where we just follow the river along the edge of the mountain until we reach back up to the mines plateau. So we've gotten from built the coal mine, come back up here and stand on the thing on the end of the bluff here so we can see it over. So we've built all the coal mine in and followed along the marked route all the way down until we got to the horseshoe. Then we stepped off the marked route at the horseshoe, because you can see the marked route runs down there onto the river floor, and I don't like the idea of going all the way down and then having to come all the way back up again. And the marked route's there on the other side of the river as it runs back up again, and it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and I'd rather just have one constant single climb. And that's why I come over and come on this side of the river. And how far left we have to go is from here, which we've basically just come round the corner there at the river, and we just need to follow the river all the way along here. Around this corner. It is still quite a way to go, but it is pretty easy building along here. Like you're away from the cliff faces, and everything's just sort of hills. We get around down into here, and this is the last little bit, and we're coming up onto the flats here now. So there is still a fair way to go. But it is pretty easy building. It's just a long task to build out this last little section along here. Not sure where we actually come through out of about here. Pretty sure it might be over the backside of this. We'll see when we get here at the grade, what grade we're at. Because the things get rather weird along here with the grade, with this little step. I'm not sure what he was thinking when he made this, because this map was actually made by hand. It wasn't made with a height field map. So I'm not sure what was actually going through his head when he decided to do these steps down the river. Well, we might call it for today. And yeah, when we come back tomorrow, we'll finish off the coal mine line. And then the only thing left then is the industrial plain at the southern end of the map. And that'll be the map all finished built. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next stream.